we can hold these two truths together. We can acknowledge a personal challenge of being overweight while showing and holding first responders to a high fitness standard, which we should. But you can also believe in grace, support, love, kindness, and second chances. Welcome to First Responder Fitness with Carl Wimmer, where armor is forged through mental, spiritual, and physical preparation. Welcome to First Responder Fitness with Carl Wimmer. I am your host, Carl Wimmer, and I thank you for joining me again today for another episode. Being that today is Memorial Day and many of you have the holiday off, I just want to obviously recognize the sacrifice of our military veterans, the warriors on the front lines, those who are serving now, but especially being that it is Memorial Day, those who have served with honor and who paid the ultimate sacrifice in their service to protect our freedom and our liberty here in this country. I think at this point in time in this country, there are very few of us who don't know somebody personally or don't know that doesn't know a family member who has given and paid the ultimate sacrifice as a member of the armed forces here in the United States. And I'm just so grateful. Just so grateful for those who serve, grateful for those who continue to serve on the front lines, protecting our freedom and our liberty. I come from a military family. My father was an airborne ranger. Also, he served in the 82nd Airborne Division during the Vietnam era. I come from a family of 5 boys, 1 girl. Of the 5 boys, 3 of them served honorably in the military. My oldest brother served active duty during the war in Iraq. And the other 2 boys, that's me and my brother who's directly older than myself, we both went into law enforcement. And so we have a rich history in the Wimmer household for public service and military service. And I honor all of you military veterans, military families, Gold Star families this Memorial Day. Well, this episode's going to be a little bit different. I have done reaction videos in the past, and while this is not necessarily a reaction video, in a larger sense, it really is. This time of year, as you know, kids are graduating from college, kids are graduating from high school, and it is a very exciting time for everybody. I have a son, my youngest son graduated high school this year, graduated with top honors. In fact, he graduated early, about a month and a half early, so he could go join the National Forest Service as a wildland firefighter. And so he did walk with his class, but he is already working as a wildlands firefighter. Just so proud of our kids. His older brother, who graduated a couple years ago, is a firefighter as well, working as a EMT, and he's got his firefighter 1 and firefighter 2 certifications. And so we're just so proud of our kids and their dedication to service. Being that graduation is happening all around the country, recently, the Bulloch County Sheriff's Office in Bulloch County, Georgia, just released a video this past week of a school resource officer who goes by Bubba, sending out a congratulations to the class of 2025. And I want to play this video, and then I want to talk to you in a very real way about this particular video. So I would like to play the video of Bubba, and I'm just going to let it play through, and then we're going to comment about the video.
This is Bubba, one of your SROs here with the Bulloch County Sheriff's Office. Just want to congratulate the class of 2025. Awesome job on the first chapter of your life. The 2025 class really has a special place in my heart. Your 5th and 6th grade year, I got to be a cabin leader at 4-H camp. I got to teach a lot of y'all DARE. Good luck in the future. Whatever path the good Lord sets for you, follow that, rock on. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my niece Gabby that's graduating and her group of friends, better known to me as the Turds. I love you. Good luck. See you later.
That's great. Better known to me as the Turds, his niece Gabby and her friends. That's wonderful. So this video was released by the Bulloch County Sheriff's Office earlier this week, congratulating the class of 2025, and there's several things that stick out to me. One of a couple of things, I have a kinship to Bubba. Because Bubba is a school resource officer, and that's a job that new officers usually can't get. You have to have some experience, you have to have some road experience, you have to have some life experience to be a school resource officer. I served as a school resource officer towards the end of my career. He also mentioned that he taught DARE. I taught DARE. I don't talk about that much because, you know, the thing that I am most I don't know, proud of, or the thing that I was most focused on during my law enforcement career was as a SWAT team leader and a sex crimes detective. But some of my greatest memories was teaching our 5th graders the DARE program. And I really enjoyed being a school resource officer as well. It was just a great experience. And it seems like Bubba really enjoys his experience and is making a big difference in the lives of some of these kids. It seems like he taught kids DARE when they were in 5th or 6th grade, and then he's moved up and gone into the school resource position in the high school. And it seems to me like he's made a difference in some of these kids' lives. And in fact, I would not doubt that there are kids who are choosing to go into law enforcement because of their relationship with Bubba. I bet there are kids who he has personally impacted for the rest of their lives in a positive way. Be that as it may, within a short period of time, the comments started flooding in on this particular video. And of course, people run right to the comments section because we as humans, we are to our very core toxic. So many of us are toxic, and we find it cathartic to make fun of people or to find people who are in what we view as less of a position of dominance than we are. I don't know what it is, but we just find great catharsis in the humiliation of others because we find that it brings us up or lifts us up. I'm just speaking very, very real here, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The amount of comments that were made and left on this video regarding the size of Bubba was nothing short of shameful and cruel. And let me say this, you don't have to be a follower of my channel for very long to know that I am pretty dogmatic when it comes to my belief that first responders need to be in good condition. I am dogmatic, and in fact, sometimes I can be pretty damn harsh when it comes to what I believe is a degradation of the physical fitness standards within the first responder community. We have seen first responders become softer, weaker, and just simply not conditioned to do the job they need to do. I look at Bubba, and we cannot deny that he is severely obese, and it raises real concerns. But those concerns, in my opinion, pale in comparison to the much larger problem that cruelty and bullying is not the answer. If you found it funny to make fun of Bubba, if you found great joy in commenting about his obesity and his size, you need to look at yourself and look in your own heart and find out what is missing in your life that would cause you to be so cruel to another human being. Because as I listen to Bubba talk, he's like, may the good Lord guide your path. I mean, this is obviously a kind-hearted, God-fearing, genuine individual who loves his family, loves his job, and loves his community. Now, we can acknowledge a problem without dehumanizing the person behind it. You understand that? We can recognize that Bubba has a problem. Bubba is too big. Bubba is obese. Bubba should not look the way he does and be in the condition he is while wearing the uniform of the law enforcement officer. It does not strike one with confidence to know that he is the one who might be the last protector of your family when the Bloods or the Crips are busting through the front door. Okay, you want someone who is in condition, someone who can be fast, someone who is strong. I'm sure Bubba's very strong, but you want someone who is strong, fast, conditioned, athletic, and able to respond. And it doesn't appear that Bubba has those abilities. Speaking very frankly, first responders should be in condition. I speak about this all the time. Fitness should be a non-negotiable for first responders. How many times have I said that when you sign on the dotted line as a police officer or a firefighter, you give up the right to be soft. You give up the right to be comfortable, cozy, obese, soft, weak, and out of condition because you've signed up to protect other people. And it appears to me that Bubba, in not only this video, but in a subsequent video where he comes out and says, we don't tolerate bullying in Bulloch County, I say bravo. And it appears to me that Bubba would be willing to lay his life down for other people. He should be honored for that. But two things can be true at the same time. We can recognize that Bubba is out of condition, that he is obese and should not be that way, while recognizing that he is a hero, a good man, a person who is willing to be on the front lines and is likely willing to give his life for people he doesn't even know. I want to make it clear that there is a physical fitness standard, and that's not a judgment. There should be a physical fitness standard. It's not just the way you look. It's your performance. It's safety. It's a public trust. And when I say safety, I mean foot pursuits, fights that last more than just a few seconds. I have talked to you about the fight that a fight that I was in, where I was in a fight with someone who was on PCP, and the fight lasted for several minutes, and it was brutal and it was exhausting. With all due respect to this kind deputy, Bubba would not have lasted in that fight. Remember, during that particular fight, it was at the height of my powerlifting career. I was a 3-time world powerlifting champion, bench pressing nearly 600 pounds. I was very strong. Also understand that I have a fighting background, a combat sports background. I know how to fight, and I was stronger than most people. And it was still a fight where I almost killed the guy. He almost killed me. It was a brutal fight. If I was not in the type of condition that I was in, it could have ended much differently. So it's not a matter of judgment. It's not a matter of being rude or cruel. It's a matter of that there is a standard that we should uphold. But I want to take this moment to say, yes, this officer, he needs help physically. But so do a lot of us. A lot of us need help. How much better condition are you in than Bubba? Are you as strong as him? I mean, think about that for a minute. Most of the United States is obese. The overwhelming majority of people are obese, soft, and weak. And I don't believe that first responders should be. But you should really take a long, hard look in the mirror before you start casting insults and cruelty towards this man. Let's just look at this for a second, because, you know, in law enforcement, we really need to humanize Bubba here for a minute, because we have no idea how life has treated him. We have no idea what stress he has had in his life, what grief he has suffered with, what trauma. We have no idea how he started to develop poor habits of eating and exercise. We have no idea what his mental health has caused as he goes down this road of physical obesity and the physical issues that seem to be fairly obvious. You know, I can't tell you how common it is for a first responder to gain weight due to shift work, due to poor sleep habits, due to the stress of the job, post-traumatic stress disorder. If you're involved in one shooting or any type of life and death situation, it causes long-term issues, long-term post-traumatic stress that can affect the way you eat, that affects the way you sleep. It affects the way you learn to relax. Try relaxing off duty anyway. This entire job encompasses it just takes your entire life and asks for all of it. And so we just don't know the road that Bubba has gone down to get to where he is. But what we do know is that nobody with a proper mindset wants to weigh 300 pounds or 400 pounds. Nobody wants to be that size. You think that you're pointing something out to Bubba that he doesn't already know? You think that by pointing out his weaknesses, by poking fun at him, you think that he doesn't already intimately know the issues he struggles with? And yet you're going to poke it. You're going to jab him. You're going to beat up on him. And that is wrong. And if that's you, you really need to, I'll use the word repent, okay? Bubba talks about following God's plan. I'll just say this. If you are poking fun at Bubba to make yourself feel better, you need to repent of that, because that's just wrong. It's just wrong. No one signs up. No one signs up to wear the badge thinking, hey, one day I'm going to weigh 400 pounds. It happens slowly, silently. And it happens to a lot more people than you think. Nobody signs up for life thinking, boy, I want to live a life of obesity with joint pain and back pain and knee pain and can't walk upstairs without being winded. Nobody signs up for that, but it happens over a period of time. And this is where I want to remind you. Fitness is for everyone. You know, we make fun of people for being obese, and then when the obese people go to the gym, we make fun of them for being at the gym. They can't win. They can't freaking win with some of you. Make fun of them for being obese, then they come to the gym and you make fun of them because they don't lift the way you think they should lift. They don't do the exercises you think they should be doing. You know, kindness matters, and kindness costs nothing, but it can change the world. Look at the cruelty that this deputy faced online and compare that to what real leaders would do. Real leaders and real encouragers, people who would encourage, personal trainers. You think a personal trainer who brought this guy into his inner circle and worked with him would treat him cruelly? No. A good professional personal trainer would treat that man with kindness, respect, and honor. I have been obese. Shortly after fracturing my spine, preparing to defend my world title in powerlifting, I fractured my spine. I was competing at 275 pounds. I got as heavy as 305 pounds intentionally during my powerlifting career. But after breaking my back and having nerve damage and being forced to retire from competitive powerlifting, I stayed heavy. I kept eating the way I was eating, and I wasn't lifting the way I was lifting, so I was getting softer and weaker. And it messed with my mental health. It really did. And it was hard to get back into condition, get back in shape. I'm much lighter than I was then. I'm in much greater physical condition than I was then. But it takes time, and it's hard, and it takes effort. And if the world is just biting at you, it doesn't help. Kindness is free, and it can be transformative. I'm a firm believer that kindness costs you nothing, but to someone else, it might be the thing that gets them back on the treadmill, or gets them back into fitness, or the thing that keeps them from giving up. So with that being said, I'm going to ask all my viewers to share this. I would love for the Bulloch County Sheriff's Office to see this. I would love for Bubba to see this, because I am going to offer Bubba a 12-week nutrition program and a 12-week exercise program put together personally by me for free. I will absolutely put together an exercise program and a nutrition program personalized for him for free. Bubba, if you see this, brother, I love you. You're a hero. You are someone who I relate to. Having served an entire career as a police officer, now being retired, having been obese at one time in my life, serving as a resource officer, serving in DARE, we have a lot in common, brother. And I'm here to tell you, reach out to me. My email is carl@carlwimmer.com. It'll be in the details. We'll talk, we will chat behind the scenes. I'll find out what you need, what your needs are, and we will put together an exercise program and a nutrition program that will change your life. And I'll do it for free. Why? Because kindness matters. And why? Because you deserve it, Bubba. You've served your community with honor and respect from everything I can gather. And so I want to just give back to you. Understand, we can hold these two truths. Viewers, listen to me. We can hold these two truths together. We can acknowledge a personal challenge of being overweight while showing and holding first responders to a high fitness standard, which we should. But you can also believe in grace, support, love, kindness, and second chances. We can hold people accountable and be kind at the same time. These things are not opposites. They're not mutually exclusive. They are how we build better police departments, better leaders, and a better society. Perhaps you're like Bubba. If you're struggling, reach out. You are not alone. There's many people out there who struggle with their weight and their fitness. If you're not, if you are fit, if you're in condition, if you're in shape, be a mentor, not a mocker. Be someone who is a mentor, not a mocker on the sidelines pointing fingers. If you see someone falling behind, be the one who helps them up, lift them up, not the one who kicks them while they're down. I invite you to comment on social media, comment below. How do we balance these standards with compassion? How do we balance the standards that we demand of our first responders? And trust me, go back to my last episode or the episode before that and see how brutally honest I can be when it comes to demanding physical fitness for our first responders. But how do we balance that demand with compassion and kindness? You tell me. Again, this is not about excusing a problem. It is about how we respond to it with leadership, love, kindness, and action. I want to thank you for watching today. I want to thank you for joining me on First Responder Fitness. And as I do every single week, I just want to remind you, be good to yourself. Be good to others. And as always, stay safe.